found on the notice of special meeting. The board may convene in one session at any time during taking notes under any applicable provision of Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, including the provision permitting closed session consultation with legal counsel. The board president may elect to address any items listed on the agenda in any sequence. We will have a public comment section. Each person is allowed to speak for 5 minutes. Pursuant to the newly enacted Texas Government Code, Section 551007, the board will hear public comment at every meeting and will allow members of the public to speak on any agenda item posted for consideration by the board at the meeting. The board may limit the amount of time allotted to each speaker in order to allow opportunity for everyone to speak who wishes to do so and maintain order and efficiency in this meeting. Anyone wishing to sign up to speak must do so no later than the start of the meeting. Each person has 5 minutes to speak, and we have 6 people that have signed up. Addie, 5 minutes.
Good evening, I'm Addie White, and I'm currently a junior at Lvisd High School. I come here today in support of the superintendent that I have come to know. I cannot attest for the current situation, as I know nothing. I only come to support the man that I have witnessed for almost 2 years now. He stepped in at a very pivotal time. He stepped into a situation that many people would not have. He infused Livonia pride back into the student body at a time when we are at our lowest. He has consistently supported every aspect of student activities, from dressing up in a bear suit at a baseball game, to showing up on his days off to send off students to a debate tournament. I've witnessed a man that is extremely passionate about what he does. He is passionate for this community, our community. I was lucky enough to be a part of the strategic planning day hosted by the district and Dr. Lvisd. As a student, I was able to voice my opinion. I was able to contribute in ways that I had never been offered as a student before. And this is thanks to Dr. Lvisd. His passion for the community shined bright on this day. I have witnessed in the time he has been working at Livonia an extreme change, a truly positive change. I feel supported in every aspect of my student life, whether it's soccer or debate or whatever it is. I am proud to be from Livonia because of everything Dr. Lvisd has done for us. There are too many great things that Dr. Lvisd has done to put into one speech, but something that has stuck with me is when he gave his tie to a student at an event where the student needed a tie but did not have one. He didn't want a student to ever feel left out, so he generously gave his own tie to the student. It was a selfless act that goes to show what kind of guy he is. In all my extensive time spent with Dr. Lvisd, not once have I felt even slightly uncomfortable or even concerned with anything to that nature. I stand behind the superintendent that I know, the one that has sacrificed to give Livonia the best he can, the selfless supporter that has done so much for the school and the community. I hope my speech made an impact today and goes to show the superintendent that I know, the kind we need to keep around. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker will be Mariah Backler.
Thank you for your time to speak, and thank you so much for sacrificing the time with your family to be here and serve the school. On that note, I must ask, what else would you be willing to sacrifice for the school? Dr. Lvisd has given a lot. The man left his home and community to move over here, left his wife to come start at Livonia while she got ready for the move. Took a giant leap of faith in taking on this job while we were in the global spotlight for all the wrong reasons. He has been verbally and physically attacked. His wife has had wonderful business opportunities for her and our community taken away because of frivolous accusations. He has had mass mailings sent to the community bashing him. These people have gone as far as to make fake Facebook profiles to bash the man. The Wilson County News posted a fake opinion piece by one of these made-up characters. I have watched him go up to one of those people at a board meeting to shake their hands, and they refused to shake the man's hand. He has had to endure so much for trying to pick this school up and put it back together on the right path. Have you endured so much just for, have you sacrificed what this man has for the school? Would you? I wouldn't have. I would have been gone a long time ago, but he didn't, because he believes in this school, flaws and all. I understand you are in a tough spot, but if you decide to let go of this man for allegations like this, you better understand the Pandora's box that you will be opening up on on the teachers and administrators of this school. You will be setting a dangerous precedent for everyone here. I urge you to take into consideration the number of students that will be absolutely crushed by this decision of letting Dr. Lvisd go. These kids need stability. They don't need a revolving door. They are still healing from the last scandal. You cannot change it up on them again. They deserve better than that. I truly hope you are looking at the whole picture here. Dr. Lvisd has come in and cleaned house. Unfortunately, people don't always like that. Sometimes when you clean up the swamp fights back. But I think deep down, you know this already. There is far more going on here than a lot of us know. This man stood by this school at their darkest hour, and we should definitely be there for his. Let him finish what he started. Trust the process. I have faith that this board will do what is right.
Thank you. Zach Reiser.
Good evening. My speech may not be as long as these two ladies here, but I'm just going to give it a whirl. My name is Zach Reiser. I'm a resident of Livonia. My little girl goes to preschool right down the street here. I graduated class in 2007. Dr. Lvisd, first day taking Carly to school, he was found shaking hands with all the parents, greeting all the teachers. That was the first time that I've ever seen a superintendent out and about like that. The gentleman shows up, supports the sock show. At all functions he's found, out and about, interacting with faculty and staff and students, even on his days off. And I think he's more out and about than he's probably in his own office. No superintendent has done more than this man right here. His family has been dragged through the mud. I'm embarrassed for this man right here and the stuff that he has had to endure. Dr. Lvisd, you're a better man, sir, than I am. I would have left a long time ago. Why you're still here, I have no idea. But I commend you. These accusations that are against you are absurd, and quite frankly, the Livonia and Lvisd ought to be ashamed of themselves. This is complete nonsense. Thank you.
Jennifer Machimba.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I too agree that the process needs to play out. But what about these girls that came forth with the accusations? It's not just one. Many have come forward, and many deserve to be heard and not just brushed aside as it was just a rub on the back. I don't think I would want my daughter whispered in her ear and rubbed on the back. I don't think it's appropriate for the leader of our district to be doing anything short of a handshake with our kids. We go through HR training in all walks of life, in school districts and otherwise, and we're told hands off, especially with children, minors. And for you to just let this go. It was horrible what happened when Dr. Moreno was here. But this is equally as horrible because it's happening to our children. And if you were appalled when it happened before, you should still be appalled now because it's still happening to our kids. And if it's found true, their allegations, and you keep him, the blood is on your hands. Because it is absolutely your duty to protect our children. I want the process to play out. I don't know, but I want it to be fair. If this is wrong here, it's wrong here, always. We only shake hands with kids, or in the little grades, there might be a poster that says, what do you want? Do you want to dance? Do you want a high five? Do you want a hug? But the kids should be able to make that choice, not the adult. We need to be adults, level-headed adults, and do what is best to protect our children. Everyone says Dr. Lvisd gave up everything to come here. He chose the job. He chose to leave his family.
No, because he cared.
Right. So you came. Great. Thank you for coming. But that doesn't, wow, so what? We all have to go somewhere to get a job. We all have to make sacrifices. You have employees that work 60 and 80 hours a week, but I don't see them on Facebook saying, gosh, I worked so hard. It's been really hard. I really had to suffer for my community. Goodness gracious. Consider wisely, because 50% want them to stay and 50% want them to go. So you're danged if you do and danged if you don't. So please do what's right. Thank you.
Devin Dice.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. For context, I come to this meeting tonight as a mom of two girls, a pre-K student and a first grade student and a pre-K student, a former victims advocate on a college campus, a personal victim of sexual harassment, and a whistleblower of sexual harassment at a workplace by a powerful senior executive. I'm also the sister of a female professional educator falsely accused and recently absolved of allegations similar to these, so I've seen many sides of these situations. To say I take matters like this seriously would be a gross understatement. Our superintendent has to make tough decisions, and ultimately, in addition to the academic standards and duties of the district, he must remain vigilant to the fiscal responsibilities of his office and administration as well. When making tough choices and hard decisions, you can never make or keep everyone happy. Trust me, I have not loved all of the district's decisions made, and I have been very vocal about some of those. However, I have a great level of respect for Dr. Lvisd as a professional. He is engaged, forward-looking, optimistic leader who is unwavering in his pursuit for better for all students and stakeholders of this district, an incredibly challenging district that has many factors stacked against it, almost every single one of which was inherited by Dr. Lvisd and you all. But Dr. Lvisd isn't one to point the finger backwards, and that is why I respect him. He continues here helping us plan for and create a future for Livonia ISD. Growth and change is hard, and even more so when the court of public opinion isn't willing to consider factual information before handing out judgment. Because of this court of public opinion being so loud in our particular community, riddled with numerous keyboard ninjas, and spurred by neighboring media that prefers to help throw the mud than seek actual facts, I feel compelled to stand before the board and ask that this governing body allow for due process and consideration of facts and not allow other agendas to influence clear decision-making. Before we try and ruin a person's professional career and personal reputation, let's ensure that we are not punishing someone for being a compassionate human in an unrelenting, difficult job arena. Because God forbid the day we see empathy and true caring leave public education. It isn't my job to determine guilt or innocence, so please do not mistake my comments as either. It also isn't the school board's job or responsibility to do so, which is why the judicial system has a place in this, as does the Professional Standards Board of the TEA. As for the young lady involved, regardless of the outcome of this matter, I believe it imperative that the district engage with her and her family to ensure that she seeks and actively participates in professional licensed counseling services and has an outlet to personally work through this matter and ripple effects that will surely reach her as a student in our district. As a district, we have a responsibility for the minds of students, and that shouldn't be limited to the academic mind only. And finally, I would implore the visiting media, so present today for this juicy, salacious story, to be sure to stick around and share the resolution, whatever it may be. You all are fantastic at helping dig up the dirt and poke the fire, particularly with matters involving public schools. But when things settle out, and especially when they settle out to be benign, you all are nowhere to be seen or heard. All too often, we see and hear you all only when there is negative, but our community's positive events and ongoings seem overlooked or irrelevant for your coverage. Maybe you can keep Livonia on the list of places to cover for your positive and rewarding attention also, if in the future you find time for that on your platforms. Thank you.
Joe Hayek.
Hello all. My name is Joe Hayek. I grew up in Livonia my whole life. I'm sad to say I've never been to a school board meeting before, but this situation has fueled the fire that made me show up. I'll start with, my wife and I were at Friday night's game, sitting on the second row at the 40-50 yard line. And can I borrow somebody real quick? Am I standing with you? And my wife had made a comment that how neat it was that Dr. Lvisd would take the time to stop by and knuckles the kids, pat them on the back from everywhere we went. And I'm just gonna let you know, he was in a brisk walk the whole time, and when he walked by the girls, it was just like this. That's the whole thing we saw the whole time. Thank you, I appreciate it. But growing up in this country town, a pat on the back has always meant a job well done, guys. There's a different rub on the back. I didn't say earlier, I've got two daughters, one a junior and one that is 7th grade. And anybody who knows me here knows that they're my utmost importance. There's nothing I wouldn't do for them if I thought a situation like this was taking place. It'd be handled, I can assure you. But in a world where teachers are blamed for everything that they're doing, school board, everybody's blamed for everything. In a world where the kids, hell, you're looking at kids who, they need a hug. They need a pat on the back because they're damn sure not getting it home half the time. And it means something to them. This man, guys, I do a lot with kids all through this town, I always have. And I've always taken it upon myself that if I get any time with a kid, I might be able to make a difference some way, somehow. Because you got that chance, man, to make a difference. When I heard kids that were seniors all the way down to kindergarten know this guy's name, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't even remember who the heck my superintendent was, to be honest with you. And I asked a lot of people because I kind of felt stupid about it. A lot of people felt the same way, you know. My daughter's made a comment, Dad, he's always at the schools, giving people high fives, talking to them, everything okay. And in a world, guys, where everybody's quick to blame everybody, what fueled my fire something fierce was the cowards we have in this town, my own hometown, that hide behind social media and start pointing blame without knowing facts of anything. I don't have time for that. It's frustrating, guys. We came from this town, it's grown, it's not the same place it was. But a coward's a coward. And I told my girls, we're coming today to stand up for a man that the kids are really appreciating and enjoying being around. And I'll do it till the end. Anybody, any of you guys who decide to stand up for kids, and I hope all of you guys are doing it. But we've got to be a role model every second of the day. That's what the hell we're here for, all of us parents. And all of us have fallen short at times, but it's all about doing better. And the last thing I have to say is I don't know the young lady that has these allegations going. I don't. And at the end of the day, to me, it really doesn't matter. But what I see is, from what we visually saw, if a young lady considers that touch, pat on the back as somebody's walking by, any type of sexual assault or sexual mistreatment, the parents damn well better start hugging them more. I'm going to tell you that right now. And that's all I have to say. Thank y'all.
Thank you. It is now 5:19. We will convene into closed session. Pursuant to Texas Government Code 551071, the private consultation with board attorney, and 551074 to discuss the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment,